you almost fall into it, almost by mistake. So I actually started in reception and worked my way up. Back then, and I'm talking about 39 years ago, back then there was no VFX. It was just editing and popping a super on and popping a master out. So then I grew up with VFX and then sort of proceeded to become a producer and then a VFX producer and then executive producer. But that's how I got into the industry, almost by knowing somebody. I'd been to university. I wasn't happy with what I was doing in university and I got an opportunity there and I worked my way up. Not many people were doing VFX. Well, it was more graphic artists. And so I've seen massive change in technology, of course, and whereas it started off very clunky and big, it's become very much more nimble. And I think that more adventurous in creative and craft because we're using different tools and the tools that we're using allow us to be more creative and be more, create now we're creating monsters and worlds and people, and that's a huge change, whereas before it was just literally artwork on a screen. People are getting a bit too concerned about the term AI and how it's going to take over, and I've seen this through the years. It was back in VR and then AR and there were buzzwords and it's all going to change, but it's a tool. What I see it as a tool, and that's what sort of my artists are seeing it, and they're using it to improve efficiencies and to improve outcomes. So I see it as in a very healthy way, and I think that in the VFX side of it, it can only use it to thrive, and we already are doing that. I think there was a big concern when there was a lot of content going out on small screens and we weren't seeing on the big screen, so the quality sort of didn't have to be as good. People will expect to see quality, especially as our phones and small screens get better quality themselves. So it will come back. It's already coming back. There was a good time when it did affect us, but I can see it coming back already, and it will keep coming back. So again, I think there's a fear for that, and people talk about it, but people want to see quality. People want to see, creative and quality at whatever stage. So yeah, I think there's certainly room for it still. What am I most proud of? Well, I started Fin Design and Effects 22 years ago with 7 people, and it's now 180 people over Melbourne, Sydney, Singapore and Shanghai. And I'm most proud of the people at Fin Design and Effects, the achievements that Fin Design and Effects has achieved over the many years, and the fact that pretty much half those people have been with Fin for over 10 years.